Back again, road trip with a difference. Well, not so much a road trip. We are adhering to the new rules that the government dropped out, so we're just mixing it up a little bit for the match days for you. Looking ahead, more of a preview show than a road trip video, but still as important. Well, important that we see some form of reaction, you would say, from these players. We talked about it, I talked about it in the press conference. Nobody has any idea what we're going to see back at Old Trafford here. It's been a while, feels like bleeding ages to be honest since we was back here. But last time, obviously, going out the Champions League, the disappointment of the Watford draw, and to be fair, everything that's been going on off the pitch recently, I think the fans, all of us combined, really need some form of like pick-me-up, and that's going to come on the pitch. It's the only place that we're going to see anything that actually gives us any sort of encouragement, because we know we've got players at this team that can do it. We also know from what we've watched this season, we've got players that just don't want to do it. And Paul Pogba's comments at the start of the window pretty much set the tone, and how United fans were getting through the international break, because that there's nothing else to play for, quote unquote. I mean, I wasn't going for that. I think I said it on one of the shows previously that you can't really say that when you know that the fans have had such a disappointing season. The fact that we've seen what happened with Marcus Rashford and the fans when he was getting on the bus. We've had boos for Harry Maguire in the crowd. We've had people walking out at half-time against Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? The fans were all here not too long ago at the same fixture against Liverpool, stopping the game going ahead, showing their passion for this team and this club. And then you've got players coming out saying the season's done and dusted. Do you know what I mean? That's not going to go down well. And when people ask why do people go in on the likes of Paul Pogba, it's them comments and them interviews. We do need to see something on the pitch though. Like Roy Keane said this week, the only way Harry Maguire is going to turn this fan base is by doing it on the pitch. Start performing, start playing to your ability. Same for Marcus Rashford, I like Wayne Rooney. Get your head out your proverbial and go and break that record, because you can do. We know what talent these guys have got, but the way the club is run and the way that this season has gone, it's all sort of coming to a crescendo now. It's coming to a close where it's like everything that's happened off the pitch, and I've said this on many a fan vlog as well, it's affecting what's going on the pitch. And the fact that these players don't know where the next manager is coming from, they don't know the vision or the direction of the football club. It's played into their hands, and they've just really, rather than actually shown some self-pride, not all of them, but a lot of them, we can all agree that we know pretty much who the ones are, show some self-pride and actually just go out and perform for yourself. But we're not seeing that. They've played on the fact that the club is a mess, and they've just performed as bad on the pitch as this lot upstairs have done off the pitch. And like I said, the only thing that we can cling on to, and I've said this many times, no matter what goes on off the pitch, it'll always get masked and covered up with what goes on the pitch. If results are right, it's not as bad off the pitch. But results on the pitch, like I just said, are worse pretty much than what's going on off it. So it's the way the fan base is the way it is at the moment. It's so split, and it is split. You've got fans there that will just, no matter what, go out there, sing, get behind the players, probably not even watch the game half the time, week in, week out. You've got the fans who just won't accept the mediocrity that they're seeing on the pitch. Everyone's disgruntled by everything that's going on the pitch. They know it. It's just the ones that want to come out and say it will. It's like me, I don't have a problem coming out and saying exactly what I've seen on that pitch. I keep it real and I say exactly how it's gone down. But it's got to a stage now where we're just like, we're sick of saying exactly the same thing. I'm just hoping here tomorrow, Old Trafford, I can just talk about football. I can just talk about players actually giving everything and actually giving a toss, really, because that's what we need to see. I thought the club should have made the announcement of the manager sooner, probably in March time. Knowing when this break was, it probably would have suited us, because then the players would have known who's coming in, who's going to be here in the summer, and then they've got 9 games to show what they're made of, 9 games to show that they belong in this United shirt. And for me, they've done it wrong. The club have got it wrong in how they've announced it. But I said on the press conference video that was earlier on that I think the club are just waiting now. I think they're waiting till the end of April, and that's what's been sounded out as to what's going to happen in terms of announcements on the new manager. That because of the Liverpool-Arsenal games just before that, I think we'll probably know by then. I think that's 4 or 5 games down the line from now. exactly where this club's going to be playing next season in terms of any European football at all, or what European competition. The club will then announce the next manager, just to stem the flow of unrest within the fan base, because it has been an immensely disappointing season. For me, worse than David Moyes. I think it was Jay on the show the other day said it's 10 years without a title. It's going to be 5 years without a bleeding trophy. That on its own isn't going to change anytime soon. This fan base has to change its own mindset going forward, because we're about to lose half of this lot that are probably going to be on the pitch tomorrow, and we're going to need even more patience from where we're at now. We've gone backwards, and now we're being told the new rebuild is coming. All we can say now from this point to the end of the season is just give us something back. Give us a little bit of individual performance. Actually play for your shirt, play like you want to be here next season, because there's players coming back off loan. There's players coming through that youth system that will be all too willing to come and take your shirt off you. And we've seen it with Elanga and Marcus Rashford. Ralph Rangnick, I said in the press conference, has had a raw deal while he's been a manager here. He's been thrown under the bus completely. But there's youth players coming through at the moment that are shining. There's youth players that will want that shirt off these first teamers. And if this club, like we've seen before, don't spend a lot of money in the summer, there's still players that are going to come in and want that shirt. So 9 games to prove your worth. That's what it is. There's 9 games left. Tough games in there, yes, but the games that we are capable of winning. Probably barring the Liverpool one, I'll be honest. I don't see us getting anything out of that. But, you know what I mean? Give us a bit of a run towards the end of the season. Give us a bit of excitement going in to what is the unknown this summer. At least if we can see players performing on the pitch, then we're going to know that we've got players that want to fight no matter who comes through that door as a manager come July or whenever it is, when the money's being spent or when pre-season is, and when we're really going to see how we're shaping up for next season. It's going to be a tough last couple of months. I'm just hoping, like I said then, that we're going to see something a little bit different from these players. Tomorrow when I'm talking here with everybody after the game, I'm just hoping, like I said, we can dissect a football game rather than it sway off, because we know that this team can't be bothered. We know these players have given up, and the conversation sways towards what's happening with the club, the structure. We just want to talk football now. We want to talk tactics. We want to talk about certain players performing, who didn't do quite that well, who we're looking at can be replaced in this team. You know what I mean? Talk normal football rather than the crap that's going on off it, because that's where conversations sway. We're in the crowd, and in the end we've given up on what we're watching, and then it goes into the problems that are at the football club. Everybody's talking about it. Let's just hope that these players come back from international duty and they're ready to just put on a show and actually play. And in that, if that is the case, then we're going to be looking at it going, okay, we can move on now. Norwich then the next week, and then move on to that big week against Arsenal and Liverpool. But we are going to have to start up in the game. These players are going to have to start up in the ante. Otherwise, you think boos are bad? Harry Maguire getting booed off? Harry Maguire being booed when his name's announced? Players walking out, fans walking out here at half time in certain games. It's not going to get any better, and these fans have had enough. It's all right people saying it's not right booing, and I'm one of them. I don't boo, but these players now can't expect anything different. The only way you change it is by performing on the pitch. Just get out there, do your thing, actually play to your potential, and then you won't get the stick off the fans. The fans will appreciate everything. This fan base is all too willing to just watch the under-23s play than this first team right now, because we know we're going to get the desire off them. We know that they're going to play, and they're going to want to play. This, I could not tell you. I mean, Bruno's signing was a good thing. It is a good thing. And how that sort of, how that goes forward with the new manager, I don't know yet. We won't know that, but that type of energy, and yeah, his performances have been bad, but you can see desire in that player, and that's one player that the fans can relate to. There's not many others in there at the moment that the fans are really taking a liking to. Actually, you know what I mean, you can feel it within them that they're going to play for us. I mean, there's plenty of other teams around us. West Ham, Liverpool, City, obviously Chelsea, Spurs. You can see the Arsenal players. You can see the connection that their fan bases have got with their players now, with their manager. They've been given time and they've connected because they listen to the manager. They're not looking for excuses. They're not looking for their PR or their agents to come out and make an excuse as to why they played so bad. They've just gone out there and given everything, and then they do it again the week after. If it doesn't work, then they don't have to come out and start talking absolute garbage on social media. It's all about what them players do now. When them players go out there and they give everything, it doesn't quite work. The fan base will still be like, yeah, that's okay. They've done it there, just wasn't our day. But there's been many a times this season, like I said, where it's just been that bad that the players have walked off that pitch and not looked bothered. And then they wonder why they get the reaction like Maguire got, like Rashford got. Do you know what I mean? Like Pogba's getting. It's because you're showing signs that you don't give a toss about this football team or this club or the fans that come in here week in, week out from all over the world. So tomorrow, perfect opportunity. Let's go out, try and win 6 or 7 of the last 9 games. Give us something to go into the summer with. Give the manager something to choose in the summer when he comes in. Because one thing I said before in the press conference, I don't think Ralph is going to have much of a role, but he will have that conversation with the next manager, definitely. And do these players want to be on that list on Ralph that Ralph's got of players that don't put the effort in, players that don't want to be here, or when the going gets tough, they're not the one for you? Because Ralph will at least put that message across to the new manager. And hopefully, after these players now and see that and actually put a bit of effort in towards the end of the season, because that's what it's going to need. We just need something, a little bit of something back. Not season's over and there's nothing to play for, like Pogba said. You know what I mean? Not players moaning because they're being criticised by fans. Critique is fine, yeah, there's levels to that and you don't go beyond it. But footballing critique and criticising how bad a player has been, part and parcel of the game. Just man up and do your job. That's all I'll say. Guys, cheers for watching. Something a little bit different. No van, no road trip, but I'll say before the game, and hopefully I'll see you all after the game here tomorrow, and we're talking on positive notes about United actually getting the win and some form of performance. Cheers for watching, everybody. Like, share and subscribe as always. I'll catch you tomorrow.